Hey guys, Eric Yonge here, coming at you from my geek man cave in Georgia. You'll see why that's so important in just a minute. Now, EYStudios and Big Commerce love working on emerging brands that have just hit the e-commerce scene and made a massive sales impact in just a short amount of time. The brand we're looking at today has actually been around for decades, but just started selling direct to their customers in the past few months. When I think about brand, one of the things that I always say to my clients is that brand is just another word for differentiation. And one of the key ways you can differentiate your brand is to put yourself out there. There's only one of you. You're somebody that the competition can never replicate. And your customers will appreciate the level of authenticity that you and your team can provide. The brand we're looking at, the man that we're looking at, has absolutely done that. I've been a big fan of his for a long, long time. I want to walk you through the history of the brand that he's created and how it led up to a very special project that EYStudios and Big Commerce were involved in. So let's get right to it and focus on the brand of Todd McFarlane. Now, I first came across Todd's comic book work when I was in the 7th grade, starting with Amazing Spider-Man 298. I'd never seen anything like his art before. Now, you have to keep in mind that the Marvel house style for Spider-Man at the time was largely based around classic comic artist John Romita Sr. and his son, John Romita Jr. I love their work, and I still do, but all of a sudden this McFarlane guy was drawing Spider-Man with hyperextended limbs, huge eyes, and webbing that looked like spaghetti. This represented a huge stylistic shift in how comics were drawn and created, and fans like me ate it up. In issue 299, Todd drew a new character, Venom, which basically explores what would happen if you discovered one of your outfits was alive and it wanted to kill you. Venom would go on to become one of Spidey's classic arch villains. Many of you are familiar with Venom from the movies featuring that character, and now you know Todd McFarlane is one of his co-creators. Comic book fans love Todd's work on Spider-Man so much that when he went on to write and draw a brand new Spidey series, simply named Spider-Man, it sold a whopping 2.5 million copies in August of 1990. Todd ultimately left that series to help lead a brand new comic company named Image Comics. In 1992, just as I was entering my senior year of high school, Todd published Spawn #1, featuring an exciting new character that he created. That comic sold 1.7 million copies, still a record for an independent comic book. All types of licensing opportunities came a-knocking, but Todd was determined to do it his way, making sure all of his efforts were represented with top quality. 1994 saw Todd start his own toy company, dubbing it McFarlane Toys. In 1995, the first Spawn action figure was released, which was an immediate hit with fans. The bland action figures that you'd see on shelves couldn't hold a candle to the intricate detail that Todd put into his figures. In 1997, Spawn hit the big screen, starring Michael Jai White as the titular hero. The movie featured characters and scenes straight out of the comics and scored an impressive $87 million at the box office. Still retaining the rights to his creation, Todd was trailblazing new ground in entertainment. That same year saw the release of an animated Spawn limited series on HBO. This version featured the gravelly voice of Keith David in the role of McFarlane's dark anti-hero, further expanding the fan base into yet another type of media. In my opinion, one of Todd McFarlane's greatest successful strategies is the ability to diversify his appeal and eye for detail across multiple customer segments. Someone might not be into Spawn, but they might want to buy an action figure from one of their favorite movies, TV shows, or even sports teams. Over the last 25 years, McFarlane Toys has been developing figures based on a variety of pop culture brands. Odds are, if you've enjoyed watching something, McFarlane Toys has created a figure for it. So a few months ago, I get a call from one of our older clients, and he let me know that he had taken a job at McFarlane Toys. I told him, congratulations. He said, yeah, Eric, we're looking to start a brand new store online, and we want to sell direct to our customers. Are you open to doing it? And I said, yeah.
When I saw the timeline for the McFarlane Toys project, I told Eric that it was going to be really tight and that design would have to work some real miracles to pull it off. But they put their heads down, they knocked it out, and at the end of the day, the client absolutely loved it.
Funny story, my mom, out of all people, is the person that introduced me to Spawn as a kid. So because of that, I became a huge McFarlane fan. I love watching the Spawn movie, love the video game, and also love the cartoon on TV. So when I heard that we closed the McFarlane deal here at EYStudios, I was definitely the most excited person here at the studio.
With just a few days to create a new design for the McFarlane Toys website, we focused largely on customizing the site frame and homepage. Taking cues from the clean branding on the McFarlane parent site, we incorporated a lot of white space to make sure the colors in the toys and advertisements really popped. So right before the site is set to go live, Todd himself goes on social media and starts to promote the launch. He holds up this piece of paper with the launch date and time and the URL written on the back. Then he holds up this exclusive signed comic that you can get if you spend $200 or more. That was all it took to get fans worked up into a frenzy for this launch.
On launch day, when we finally took the site live, the traffic was just unbelievable. I've never seen a launch that was that impactful with all the social media traffic, the marketing campaigns that we had worked on with McFarlane Toys. Honestly, we thought it was going to break the site, but it was fantastic. The sales came pouring in, and it was wonderful to see all that hard work really pay off.
Pushing to launch the site well before Christmas indeed paid off. The holiday season saw revenues double over the impressive early launch numbers. A few months later, consistent site updates and expert marketing has doubled the holiday numbers with an impressive 4.14% conversion rate. Like I always say, be the brand to beat. Todd McFarlane and McFarlane Toys has absolutely become the brand to beat in their industry, and you can do the same. Just remember, put more of yourself into the brand. Be the differentiator that your customers will love and your competition will envy. I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you to the team at McFarlane Toys and of course Big Commerce for helping us make all these websites. My name is Eric Yonge. I'm the CEO and Creative Director of EYStudios, and we'll see you next time.